the spirit of the community theme and doing things for the community, I want to ask you about something else that you're a big part of, and that's the Goals for Dreams. Who would like to talk about that?
I'll start. So the Goals for Dreams, we raised over $38,000 in the past 2 years to help send little kids who have terminal or chronic illnesses on their dream vacation.
I think one of the things that we constantly preach to the girls is that there are a lot of people out there that are less fortunate than we are, and so we do a lot of work with young children. Yeah. And I came across that quote a long time ago, and I think it just speaks volumes that, you know, you are never so tall as when you stoop down to help a child. So it's something that resonates with the girls. They love the community work that we do. It started off back in 2007 where the team picked one, and then it just kept on mushrooming.
I think it's a really special part of what we do at Parkland, and it's something that makes our program really unique. I think it's something that really speaks to me, like how involved we are, and it makes you feel really good to be able to reach out and help those who are less fortunate than you are and need some help.
Gina?
And it also just helps us. It's another way to bring our team together, and it helps with chemistry and just making us feel more like a family. And if our family can help other families in need, it's a wonderful experience.
Another thing that is really helping our popularity in soccer, I would say, at least in our area, is because we've been so successful for the past 3 years, we get a lot of the students. Our student sections are ginormous in the playoff games, and it's really truly amazing how many people come out to watch us.
Yeah, like you said, we play a lot of club ball with a lot of the rival teammates, and we play a lot with Salisbury. So I have to say Salisbury.
For me, I'd say Central Catholic. I know for at least this past year, I knew about half the starters personally, and it was just a ton of fun with all the fans at the district final. And everybody, like half the people knew each other, so it was a blast. And then also bragging rights. We've been talking about the game since it happened.
Now, what do we talk about next? The shoe or the hair? What would you guys like to talk about next?
Let's
go ahead.
How about the shoe?
The shoe story?
All right. Yeah. So.
Because your dad told me about that one. So go ahead.
Well, last year in the States race. Well, I'm going to start a little bit back. So a couple meets before the end of the season, my spikes, they ended up breaking. Yeah. So it was really bad because the night before the States race, we leave in the morning, but the parents, they don't come down till that night. So my mom ended up going buy me new spikes and coming down and meeting us at the hotel the night before. So I was like already, I'm like, yes, if I get to wear spikes, aren't broken and stuff like this, it's going to be great. And then half a mile into the race, somebody steps on the back of my foot and just goes flying off. So it was.
And you kept going.
Yeah, 2.5 miles with one shoe. Yeah. It wasn't fun.
And what's funny about that is, before they raced at the state meet, another competitor from a school came up and asked me for tape, and one of my kids said, "Why do they want to tape their shoe?" I don't remember what team it was from, but and then Cosmo ended up.
Yeah, it was.
Losing his, but he finished, and he finished strong, so we're really proud of him.
What were some of the meets that stuck out in your mind from last year? I know they had some great individual matches too. I think the girl from Central was really good and challenging.
Personally, I would say Peaburg, just because I think that is in any Easton Peaburg rivalry, like it's just a crazy game, match, anything from the whole thing. So I think we saw ourselves come together very strong, and that was the closest family unit I've seen us by far, and it was just nice to see that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. And Phillipsburg's always towards our league and district meet at the end of the year, so we can't back down because they're not going to ask you in Easton if you won districts. They're going to ask you if you beat Phillipsburg. I mean, you cannot back down. Phillipsburg's going to give you everything they have. So it was a tough meet for us.
Skylar, did you have a favorite match from last year?
I would say Peaburg too, because all of us finished so close together. It was nice.
See, that's that mentality. People outside of Easton, it took me years to understand that when you get to football season or basketball season, the heck with the district playoffs, the heck with states, it's about how you do against Peaburg too. And Coach, I know was the same for you, both in wrestling and now with cross country too.
It's hard to explain unless you've been in the valley, but that's where it's at, Easton versus Phillipsburg. Yeah. They're really still looking for states.
Yeah.
I like to cross train a lot with HIIT workouts and those things, but running definitely maintains a steady place in my agenda throughout the year.
Do you have?
With Shar, she was our first girl in our program to complete a half marathon this year. She was third girl overall in the half marathon and won her age group. So we were very proud of her training this summer, and it's quite an accomplishment for a high school runner. The coaches in cross country are phenomenal. We're all friends, and I think we get along very well. And you know, we know that these kids are working as hard as they can, no matter what team you're from. And at the end of the day, you're all Lehigh Valley, and you cheer for each other, and you tell them good job, and you go to the next meet.
You know, I think it's great because it's really a healthy rivalry. Yeah. You know, we all kind of joke around with each other, but you know, it makes for an interesting fall.
Yeah. Because you got Emmaus early this year. You have a couple scrimmages, Central Catholic, and then Emmaus right off the bat. Do you like playing Emmaus so early in the season? Do you like ramping up when it's a little later in the year?
No, I like playing right in the beginning of the season because it sets the tempo. Like, if you lose, you're going to train harder to get them next time and keep training throughout the game. Yep. If you win, then you're confident. You're going to keep playing at that pace.
Kind of similar sentiments? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same. I mean, we always look forward to it, and it's always a good thing.
This year is going to be the 5th year that we do a Red Card Cancer Cup game when we play Emmaus. So since we play them twice a year, we thought we'd do some fundraiser, and we're over $20,000 that we've donated over the years, where we bring both programs and rivals together and to fight a cause. And the unfortunate part is that there's always a family in need in one of our districts of a student who has cancer, and we wind up donating half of the proceeds to them and the other half to Red Card Cancer.
Yeah, for people that want more information on it, is there a website, or can they call the school? How do people learn more about
Absolutely. If you just go on our website, parklandboyssoccer.com, we have tons of information on there and a link to Red Card for Cancer. So, yeah, it's something we're proud about.
Yeah.